honorable ministers from the BRICS countries, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, humanity's future is urban. Today, 56% of the world's population resides in towns and cities. By 2050, this figure is expected to rise to 68%. As we shared at the High-Level Political Forum in New York, the achievement of SDG 11 is far from certain. 165 million more slum dwellers have emerged globally over 20 years. In 2020, nearly 1.1 billion slum dwellers are living in Africa or Asia. 2.8 billion people are estimated to be affected by different forms of housing inadequacy, while 318 million people globally are homeless. Additionally, most cities in Africa and Asia today continue to grapple with rapid and unplanned urbanization. Urban sprawl and the emergence of informal settlements has increased natural resource consumption, resulted in limited access to essential services, increased commuting distances, and increased occupation of hazard-prone areas. These factors not only contribute to increased emissions, but also place large numbers of people into situations of high climate vulnerability. Today, over 200 million urban dwellers in Africa are at risk of climate-related hazards, and 62% of which reside in informal settlements. Every day, rapid urbanization, exacerbated by increasing climate change implications, poses more and more challenges for us. Addressing this complex aspect of urbanization requires comprehensive and integrated approaches to urban policy and planning. This calls for an agile and innovative mobilization of technical resources, tools, and information to create cities that are thoughtfully designed, inclusive, and adaptable to future scenarios. Therefore, working towards achieving Sustainable Development Goal 11 to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable is very important, because the consequences of not achieving SDG 11 are immense, directly impacting billions of people's daily life. It is urgent to prevent the disastrous consequences ahead of us by changing the way we plan, manage, and govern our cities and human settlements. For me, we need our own Paris moment for sustainable urbanization. I believe we have it at the second session of UN Habitat Assembly, which was attended by more than 89 ministers and over 5,000 participants. Convened from 5th to 9 June 2023 in Nairobi, member states committed themselves to strengthening UN Habitat and to advancing multilateral engagement and international cooperation on a range of urban and housing issues. In total, 11 resolutions have been adopted by member states to address challenges cities are facing in the context of global crisis, looking into housing, informal settlements, smart cities, connection between climate change and urbanizations. Those resolutions speaks very well to the topic being discussed in this BRICS Forum of Ministers of Housing and Urban Development, and offering a solid ground for mutual cooperation between UN Habitat and the BRICS countries. UN Habitat will continue collaborating with the BRICS to elevate the urban agenda for the sake of transforming cities as engines of economic development and innovations for solution to the climate crisis. As I conclude, I would like to commend the unwavering support from the BRICS countries to support the mandate of UN Habitat, and I welcome stronger coordination amongst ministers of housing and planning to ensure policy is translated into action. I also welcome greater financing and more equitable models of financing to better serve member states from least developed countries, small island developing states, and developing countries. Finally, let me thank the government of South Africa for organizing this important meeting through my two sisters, Honorable Mamaloko Kubayi, Minister of Departments of Human Settlement, and Honorable Tembi Nakadimeng, Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. Thank you for ensuring that we leave no one and no place behind in our urbanizing world. Thank you.